Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only the best. I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah. Rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooter's gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot until I won, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only the best. I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win, yeah.
Hey everybody, good to see some of you again and some of you for the first time. I hope everybody's day is going well. My day was somewhat unproductive. I did get some things done, but I took a nap this afternoon because I all of a sudden got sleepy, and so I said, well, I guess I'm taking a nap. So I did. So Angel, hello. And yes, I have got Spokane. I have got it down packed. Yes, Lisa, I did see that they were combining the two events and it was called a hurricane, which is interesting. Shauna, hello. AMAC, Sunnyside, Bash and Sinner, as always. Kim, Cool Gamer. Yes, Lisa, I did see your email come in. And Angel says, my daughter was evacuated on Friday. We are 7 miles north of the fire right now. The winds have shifted, so we are at level 1. And so is level 1 the lowest? I don't understand how those things work. Hey, JLL, Elaine, Thunder, Mary. Yes. And I'm actually, okay, I am on all messages on my phone. Yes, always check the chat. So as I was going through, I was going to talk about Maui today, and then I decided not to because there's so much coming out about Maui that I feel like it needs its own live. So I do have a picture of Maui on my thumbnail, And that was when I thought I would be talking about Maui. However, there was just too much to go through. So I will be talking about the wildfires in Washington State and Canada. They're kind of together. And then we'll be looking at some of the effects from Hurricane Hillary that hit Southern California. Before we start, though, that's not weather related. Earlier, my earlier live, I had let you all know that the newborns that were kidnapped had been located safe. Well, they have arrested 2 people in connection with that kidnapping. So I'm just going to show this. Actually, there's another one 21 minutes ago. That's right. We're going to, actually, this one is an hour ago. Let's go to this one instead. Okay, so this is, again, Livonia, and they were dropped off in Detroit.
For 2 14-day-old twins comes to the best possible conclusion. The newborns are safely back with their parents, but tonight there are so many more questions than answers as to what happened late last night in Livonia.
Local 4 was the first outlet to confirm the news this morning. A push alert on the Click on Detroit app at 10:31 a.m. Newborn twins who went missing in Livonia have been found. And tonight, the father of those twins speaking to Local 4 as he tends to his children inside the hospital. Good to have you with us here at 5. I'm Devin Skillion.
I'm Kimberly Gill. While Montana and Matthew Bridges are back home safely, there are a whole lot of questions about what happened last night after they were taken from the Quality Inn in Livonia and then dropped off.
Yes, they were 14 days old.
Off at the 9th Precinct hours later on Detroit's east side. Sean Lay is live tonight. And Sean, there really so much to sort out here.
Well, Kimberly, Devin, we all got the alert to our phones, right? It's jarring to get the Amber Alert. We're all hoping for the best. Now, flip the script there. Imagine you're the parents, and we just spoke to the father, the mother of the twins right next to him, clutching their twins inside Children's Hospital. They're absolutely fine. And the dad getting the strength to tell me exactly what happened here, how they met people on a mom's Facebook group offering them help. He says that led to their abduction and that Amber Alert. Listen closely to Dad. Alvin, how's your boys?
And that's scary. So again, they met these women on a Facebook group, and the women ended up kidnapping their newborn babies.
Twins, how are they?
They doing good, man.
Can I see them?
They just got their x-rays and all their scans.
They look great.
Yeah, everything healthy. They weren't harmed or nothing.
I just spoke with Calvin Bridges as he held one of his twins inside Children's Hospital this afternoon. The twins' mom holding tight onto that other twin boy. Both twins abducted from their room at the Quality Inn in Livonia just after 10 last night. 2 women coming to their room offering gifts.
Right. So here, I'm not sure. This must be them coming in or possibly leaving, but clearly they're hiding their faces. Yeah.
Cards, diapers, wipes to help the couple. Instead, the women abducted the twins, sparking an Amber Alert.
There were some females that be on the page acting like they helping parents with their kids. So they, my girlfriend, she went looking on Black Mom's page.
Yeah.
And they reached out for her saying they can help her and they can find her somewhere to stay. They can do this for the kids and do that for the kids. So they were supposed to be coming to drop her off some gift cards for the kids.
Right.
And they ended up just taking the kids after she went downstairs to get something to drink.
Unbelievable. At 9:30 this morning, someone walked those abducted newborns into the Detroit Police 9th Precinct on the city's east side. Only Local 4 cameras were behind the precinct to watch Livonia police take a man and woman into custody. The twins' father says it all stems from people reaching out to them on Facebook, offering help, and then taking their twin boys once they are.
Yeah, I I have the same question, Lisa. What in the ever-loving hell is happening to humanity right now? Yeah, so these two women have a Facebook group where they allegedly help struggling new moms and help provide, wipes and diapers and other things. And instead, they kidnapped two newborns.
Arrived saying they were there to help. Why would they do that?
I don't know. That's what they do. I guess abduct kids. I don't know. They try to help mommies out, and I guess that's what they do. They abduct kids.
Back here live, you have to listen closely to Dad there. You can hear the relief in his voice. We're putting together a timeline of all this. So I talked to the grandmother here, and she confirms all of this, saying her daughter called her a couple of days ago saying people offering them help on Facebook. And she says, it sounds legit, go for it. Saturday was supposed to be some sort of meeting, but there was trouble at the family home. They didn't know it was the Facebook people there at the home. So they went to the Quality Inn, they say, to seek safety, and they were reached out again from the people on Facebook saying, we have gift cards for you. They showed up and then apparently took those babies. We just saw the babies released from the hospital here into Mom and Dad's arms, into car carriers and trucks. Dad gives me a big thumbs up. That's the bottom line here. Those twins are fine, checked out completely. They're with Mom and Dad right now tonight. What an ordeal for them. Back to you.
The best possible news we can have that those babies are okay today. Sean, we appreciate your report.
Yes, definitely a good thing that those babies were found safe. Someone dropped them off, and two people have been arrested in their abduction. So we are going to start with the wildfires in eastern Washington state and Canada, and then we will get into Hurricane Hillary that has affected Southern California. Yes, thank God, for sure, Denise. And did I miss saying hi to anybody else? I don't think so. If I did, I apologize. Welcome. And tomorrow, JLL. Yes, so I was going to do, for those of you who came in a little late, I was going to put Maui onto this live, but as I was going through the stuff I have, it was just too much to go through in the time I had. So I will be doing a separate live on just Maui tomorrow. Yes.
And in the last 24 hours, 3 wildfires have exploded in our state, causing evacuation orders. The most concerning right now is the gray fire burning southwest of Spokane. The sheriff's office telling us buildings have burned, but it is so active right now, they can't even say how many have burned. The roughly 5,000 people living in the Medical Lake area are under a level 3 or go now evacuation.
Okay, so level 3 is go now, which, Angel, you were under level 1, which would be the lowest. Yeah, there's so much on Maui, and I just wanted to, to sift through it, and there's just so much coming out. So Angel, what one are you closest to? Because I know the gray fire is the one that is pretty significant. Oh, the gray fire. Okay, so you are by the gray fire. And you said it was 7 miles from you? I mean, that's 7 miles is kind of close. But thankfully the wind shifted, so hopefully it stays away.
We're also learning this morning at least one person has died. To give you an idea of just how fast this fire spread, check out this picture from Rebecca Coltrane taken right along I-90. That fire's practically right on the road. It's right up to it there. In fact, it shut down I-90 in both directions shortly after this picture was taken when the fire jumped across the interstate to Granite Lake. We know the fire is burning uncontained this morning. It's already ripped through.
And I don't actually, let me look quickly. I don't have it on here. I don't remember what the date on this was. It was either yesterday or Saturday, this video. But I do know as of today, 2 people have lost their lives, unfortunately. So again, I don't know what the containment is, but at this point it was 0% contained. My friend in BC, her block was spared the other night, but the next intersection and beyond are gone, even the dog park. Yeah, it's bizarre. It's bizarre how, you know, these fires work.
Through 95,000 acres now. Eastern Washington.
Holy, 90. Wait a minute. Let me back up. Did she say 95,000?
1,000 acres now.
Oh, let me go far
Eastern
enough.
Washington ripped through 95,000 acres.
Holy shit. She did say 95,000 acres. Holy hell. I didn't realize it was that significant. 95,000 acres. Wow. Yeah, that's insane to me.
Now, Eastern Washington University in Cheney, which is very close to Spokane, sent out an update putting students on a level 2 evacuation order. That means be ready to go at any moment. The first day of classes for students at Eastern is Monday, so no telling so far how this fire might affect them.
I know we sent resources up to Eastern State to assist with that. And again, I think they're being very, very cautious about how they're doing that. But again, they have plans for these kinds of eventualities.
All right, next we are tracking the Oregon Road fire for you. That's one burning just outside of Elk. It's burned more than 2,000 acres. We're told 30 homes are threatened by the fire. It started just before 4 yesterday afternoon. It's the winds that have really fueled this fire. Evacuation orders here also at a level 3, go now. And then the Winona fire burning in Whitman County. This fire's grown to 5,000 acres right near the small town of Winona. It's showing no signs of slowing down. And it is spreading through grass and brush. There are level 3 evacuation orders in place here. On Twitter, Governor Jay Inslee posted this video saying the state is ready to provide every resource that it can.
We want people to be safe. This is our first priority, is saving lives. And we hope everybody will focus on that. I've spoken to the mayors of Medical Lake, Mayor Cooper and Mayor Grover of Cheney, Sheriff Knowles. They've assured me that the state is providing all the resources that they think could be brought to bear on this. But we're going to continue to help in every way that we can.
And the National Weather Service out of Boise tweeted this photo.
Wow. So these are all of the wildfires that are currently happening,
showing some of the smoke projections for the entire Pacific Northwest area. We've been warning you at home all week about these fire threats. In fact, earlier this week, the Northwest Interagency Coordination Center, that's the people who oversee incidents in Washington and Oregon, they warned that our area had just become the hot spot for new fires.
So we are receiving resources from outside the region to assist. The Northwest is #1 behind initial attack in the national fire priority. We just moved into that position today. It's kind of one of those positions you don't want, but it's a position that allows us to ask and receive resources as they become available.
Okay, and I did just look up. I'm going to share this tab instead. So the Gray Fire, as of yesterday, had burned 10,000 acres and is 10% contained. So, and again, that was as of yesterday. And we're going to take a look at this.
When I served, my work was critical, and I don't feel like that's the case anymore.
It got so bad that I was even thinking about suicide.
Whatever you're dealing with, call the Veterans Crisis Line.
The Great Fire was first reported at 12:27 on Friday, August 18th. New video to share with you of the aftermath.
Oh my God.
That fire started near Gray Road, west of Medical Lake. It quickly spread by winds to the east. Then shifting winds moved that fire. That fire swirling through neighborhoods that pushed it to the southwest, burning along and spotting across Interstate 90. Crews from around the region have continued to arrive in the area. Their focus right now, their primary focus, protecting structures and homes, securing a line, a fire line around it. Medical Lake, Silver Lake, Four Lakes area, Tyler, fire activity is moderated. Crews have worked to create a containment line, mitigated fuels to secure lines around homes. Crews will continue to assess around homes and along the line, mitigating fuels to secure areas along the line and around the homes. We're also learning that Avista right now is working on repairing down lines and replacing power poles to restore power to this area. South of I-90, crews worked through the night to create dozer and hand line.
Okay, so this map, so the yellow says Gray Road level 2 be set. And then these are the level 3s. These are the get out immediately zones.
Around the fire edge. Moderating fire activity allowed crews
to
secure and hold the line overnight. Crews will continue to strengthen that line. They'll work to hold that line throughout today into the evening. Clear Lake, the Blue Heron area, active fire was reported overnight in those specific areas. Crews worked on structure protection and creating dozer and hand lines. I-90, well, falling embers arrived last night and will evaluate and remove fire-weakened trees and trees that have fallen on the roadway. They're looking at that right now. Crews will also work on suppressing active fire pockets. This is the latest map for evacuations in the area in the Gray Fire. Everything red that you see on your screen still, level 3 evacuation right now. If the area is shaded yellow, level 2 evacuations are in place. And as we've been told all weekend with resources that they have, don't return to any evacuation zone until it is completely safe and you are allowed back in.
Hi, I'm Chandler Knight.
Okay, so let's see. And somebody had said, do they know what started it? That I don't know. Let me... Let's see what this says. Wayne's Gray Fire information. All right, so this is just talking about the fire itself. Oh, it's a lot of information, though. Oh, you haven't heard what it started it yet. Okay, that's good to know. Oh, my chat just went bye-bye. I don't know why YouTube does that. The chat just like disappears all of a sudden. Okay, so this again is Washington State fires.
Tonight, a state of emergency in eastern Washington. Crews battling multiple wind-blown wildfires, at least one already turned deadly, with thousands evacuated. 3 different wildfires, the Gray, Winona, and Oregon blazes, all raging outside Spokane since Friday.
How severe are these fires compared to others that you've seen in your community before? Where do these rank?
It is incredible, the destruction that occurred in these residential neighborhoods and how quickly that fire overtook that community.
Spokane County Sheriff telling me at least one person has been found dead in the Gray fire zone.
I would not be surprised if we have more fatalities as we're able to get into areas and investigate.
At last word, that blaze 0% contained.
This is one of the most challenging, difficult fires that Washington State's seen because of the fuel load.
Ugh, and look at that. I mean, it's just insane.
Wind and the heavy population.
The region's fires have already destroyed at least 300 structures, including homes.
I started to remember all the treasures from family heirlooms that I'll never get back.
And beyond the fire zone, officials warn smoke from these blazes as well as Canadian wildfires are making air quality dangerous in more than half of Washington state. Meanwhile, authorities urging people to evacuate the Washington fire zones when told.
We know properties can be rebuilt, possessions can be replaced, but lives are irreplaceable.
With the unpredictable fire threat far from over. Jesse Kirsch, NBC News.
Okay.
Now to the deadly wildfires burning in drought-stricken Washington state. The fires forcing thousands from their homes.
I know Washington is having more like California summer conditions, very dry and hot air, correct? Any little spark will set off a fire. Typically, our fires are started by poorly maintained power lines that overheat. That's scary.
Homes and shutting down a major interstate. Alex Brachet reports from Cheney, Washington.
Oh my God.
This morning.
Like, that's insane. I can't imagine driving down a road with this next to me.
Wildfires in Washington state torching more than 35,000 acres and killing at least 2 as thousands more rush to evacuate. Hundreds of firefighters from multiple agencies fight the flames.
Jeez.
2 wildfires, the Gray Fire and the Oregon Road Fire, responsible for nearly 20,000 scorched acres alone, and both are 0% contained. Some residents returning home only to find ashes.
In 15 to 20 minutes, it went from, I think that they've got this handled, I'm sure that they can, to we got to go right now.
Others staying at evacuation centers. Many at these centers are from the town of Medical Lake. It's 5,000 residents given mandatory evacuation orders. Some officials say only had 20 minutes to run for their lives.
We are fighting an uncontrollable problem, which is that climate change is changing the nature of our forests and our grasslands.
The state's public land commissioner took us on a tour of the destruction in that community.
We've got a makeshift shelter 20 minutes outside of here, and folks there have a lot of questions.
We don't know when it will be safe for them back, and that is very scary and frightening for somebody who had to flee their home.
Wow, and you can see where this home is completely gone. And then you can see there was some fire damage, it looks like, to the house next to it. But, like, why did the fire stop there? It's just so bizarre.
Fire officials here are pleading with residents to evacuate and stay gone as they continue to fight these fires, saying do not come back in unless you absolutely need to. Rebecca?
Gotta listen to those warnings. All right, Alex Brachet, thank you.
Oh, that's so sweet. Putting out food for pets are still there and livestock. Yeah, it's so scary.
Well, we begin this morning with a state of emergency in Washington state where 3 major wildfires are burning. 1 person confirmed dead, more than 200 structures damaged or destroyed, and thousands of people evacuated. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more on the efforts to get them under control.
This morning, a trio of raging wildfires tearing through Washington state, killing at least one person and forcing.
Yes, and as we know now, it is actually 2 people who have lost their lives, unfortunately. Nearly 20,000 people were forced out of the capital of Northwest Territories by raging infernos. In the Golden State, at least 60 fires were started by intense lightning. Oh my gosh.
Forcing thousands to evacuate. The Gray Fire burning west of Spokane, the most destructive, close to 200 structures destroyed. Flames swallowing this home
Yes.
on Granite Lake.
Oh, let me just back up. That's insane.
On Granite Lake, this is what it looked like before.
Wow. Okay, so that was it before. Gorgeous house. Gorgeous house. Wow.
Now only the frame remains. Firefighters from multiple agencies on the ground.
Let's go ahead and upgrade this to a second alarm.
A flock of choppers fighting the flames from above, while farmers desperately dig their own fire lines as the inferno closes in.
Oh my God.
This thick wall of smoke
Holy
forcing
crap.
I-90 to close for 20 miles. The Gray Fire scorching more than 9,500 acres, the Oregon Road Fire burning 3,000, and the Winona Fire ripping across 5,000 acres, all three 0% contained.
And again, this was older because we know that it's burned much more than that at this point.
The devastation that happened inside some of those areas, I've never seen anything like it in my entire life.
Fire season in full swing out west. Overnight in California, a rapid inferno igniting, burning through more than 5,000 acres in Santa Barbara County.
Feel the heat.
Holy shit.
Meanwhile, up north across the border, Canada's still reeling from its worst ever wildfire season as the more than 1,000 out of control forest fires burn. Nearly 20,000 forced to evacuate Yellowknife Friday.
Yes, so we are going to move into Canada, the Canadian wildfires now, and specifically Yellowknife.
Now, in other news, wildfires in Canada are threatening tens of thousands of people in British Columbia, which is now under a state of emergency. 30,000 people have been told to leave their homes, with another 36,000 warned they may need to do the same imminently. Our correspondent Peter Bowes has this report.
Oh my God.
The intensity of the flames is terrifying. Moving rapidly over a vast area, there are more than 1,000 wildfires burning throughout Canada. About a third of them are in British Columbia, where 30,000 people have been told to leave their homes. Another 36,000 have been warned they
Yeah, I know it can happen anywhere. Anywhere.
may have to evacuate at any moment. Kelowna, a popular tourist destination about 180 miles east of Vancouver, is on the edge of a huge inferno. The fire has already destroyed several homes in the smaller community of West Kelowna, with embers from that blaze travelling in the wind over a lake to ignite more structures.
Oh gosh.
Officials have urged the public to cancel all non-essential travel to the region.
At this time, we are strongly recommending that people with plans to travel to fire-affected areas throughout the central interior and southeast in the coming days to cancel those plans. We need tourists and travelers to take this situation as seriously as the residents of these areas do.
To the north, Yellowknife, the capital of Canada's Northwest Territories, is now a ghost town. Over 2 days, almost the entire population of 20,000 people were evacuated from their homes, leaving the city by road and air to escape a fire encroaching on their community. Officials said it had been an extraordinary achievement to get everyone out.
Wow.
The fire, caused by lightning a month ago, is still threatening.
Wow, so this fire was caused by lightning. And it's insane.
threatening the city, although cooler conditions have slowed its progress. But gusty winds are forecast, and officials fear they could further propel the fire towards the city boundaries. This is an epic struggle for firefighters. Reinforcements have been brought in from as far away as South Africa, with local resources stretched to the limit. In a nation used to forest fires, this countrywide crisis has reached a level never seen before. Peter Bowes, BBC News.
Well, earlier on, I spoke to Laura Wilson at the Central Okanagan Emergency Operations Centre. She gave me the very latest.
Yes, we're 3 days into a very incredible firefight here in Central Okanagan. We are currently still dealing with 3 active fires in the area, which has seen the evacuation of 10,000 homes, as well as another 10,000 people who are on evacuation alert in our area. It is a little bit of a calmer night here, which is fantastic. We do still have many crews on the ground, both our local crews as well as crews from around the province.
I do want to come to the emergency response in a bit. Tell us about the damage so far, though.
Yeah, so we do know that we have lost structures in the area on all 3 of these fires. At this point, this still remains a very active.
Oh, she was able to find one of her neighbor's cats. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Took her about an hour to get him to come out, but he finally did. She was so happy to find him because his house is gone. I mean, some good to come out of something so awful. You know, our pets are everything.
Fire zone here, and our focus still is on firefighting.
Talk to us about the response then. We heard in that report crews from as far as South Africa. How have local officials in Canada, in British Columbia, been dealing with this?
We're incredibly grateful for the support from all levels, from national, provincial, or here in the Okanagan. We have local crews that have come from all around in neighboring communities as well as across the province. And we know we have national support coming as well. This is incredibly important as we work together as a big nation, basically, to fight this community fire here.
For people who are not in an immediate need to evacuate, what is your advice to them?
Really, it's about being ready. And this is a great emergency advice in any situation, but it's about making sure that you have the documentation, the medications, the things that you need to get out in an emergency at a moment's notice and be out for a few days. So it's really important that people take the time now before an emergency happens, before officials tell you that you have moments to leave your home, that you've thought that through, you've created plans and connections with loved ones as well.
And in terms of resources, is there anything people can do to help ease the pressure on things like water?
Yeah, I think really it's about working the best with your emergency personnel on the ground here. We have a local website, courtemergency.ca, that we encourage anyone in the area to follow, sign up for emails. The most accurate information comes out there, and that's where we help. We get information to you about what's going on and how you can help in your community. Of course, water is really important to fighting fires. So anything we can do to make sure that water resources are there for our emergency personnel is incredibly important at this time.
And Laura, just finally, is there any sense of how long this will go on for?
Yeah, unfortunately for those that are impacted, this could go on for a long time. We know that we're doing our best and we're still in a very active fire response right now, but we will continue to support local people as we continue to walk through this situation together, knowing that there is structural loss in the area. This will be a long process for a lot of people.
Yes. There's a lot of missing pets and Facebook groups of people from evacuation areas. Ugh, so sad. Yeah, always have a go bag for sure. I mean, I don't have a go bag, but I guess, you know, we learn anything. It's...
Now, in other news.
All right, so now we get to Hurricane Hillary, and actually, I want to, before we do that, there was that site that we had gone to before when I talked about the Canadian wildfires, and there was I don't remember what the name of the it was like a map that showed you all of the different fires. Oh wait, maybe this is it. Nope. Dang it. Let me try this. Hey, CK, what's going on? Oh, Angel, yeah, I would have one ready too. Okay, so this was, actually, I'm going to share this. So this is, a map from NASA that shows most of the west and northwest central regions of Canada and a sea of orange flames icons, locating the active wildfires outside Yellowknife. I mean, this is like crazy. And so I can't zoom in. But it says, as of Saturday afternoon, there are 236 active fires in the Northwest Territories and 380 in British Columbia. Okay, so there's Northwest Territories. Is up here where my kitty is. And then I don't know what this dot is. It's hard to read. It's crazy. Oh, wait. Let's try this. File. Oh, okay. So this says do not use. Okay, so this is just saying don't use this to determine whether or not to get out or not. Okay, so here is, I'm going to zoom in. USA active fire. Oh, wait, no. We want Canada active fires. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. So this is from NASA. Okay. So then you can see these are all of the active wildfires in Canada. And we can see that the majority, I mean, there are some in Ontario, Quebec, but the majority are here in the West. British Columbia. Oh, here's Yellowknife. Okay, that's what I was looking for. So here's Yellowknife, which has been evacuated. So that's really North Canada. That is insane. So then I'm going to actually put the United States as well. So apparently there's some fires in you can actually click on them and zoom in. But then here you can see those in Washington. All right, so this, I'm actually going to keep this site. I will share this link at the end of the live. I'll put it in the description. But this is pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, so now we're going to get into Hurricane Hillary, but I also put some videos in about the earthquake that they also had that they have said is not related to Hurricane Hillary. The date ending is August 19th. Those SoCal fires probably not an issue today. Oh, it said August 19th? Oh. Oh. All right, well, there we go. Hold on. All right, so I changed the date. All right, let me share this again. So I didn't realize I could change the date. So as of today, August 21st, I just changed the date. These are the fires happening. Which, oh, that's, so it actually lets you zoom in right to where the Bonnie Bear, and then this one, Plant. Yeah. And then if I zoom out, I mean, that's incredible. I mean, look at that. That's insane. And actually, this is Alaska. And it tells you like how much it's contained. So I'm going to just click one here. A lot of them seem to have started at the beginning of August. So yeah, I will link this in the description after the live if it, I mean, this is kind of cool to play around with. Oh, and I just realized I could have just clicked on today. They have like a current. I could have just clicked on that and seen the active. So I'll just go back here again. Sorry, I keep flip-flopping. So I didn't realize there was a current button. So I just clicked on today. And so this is as of today. These are all of the fires. So you can see that there's nothing in California. Oh, wait, because I didn't click U.S. fires. Here we go. So there are some. So this was as of today. These are the fires that are happening. That's as far as I can zoom out. Yeah, the winds are going to be, yeah, that's insane. All right. All right, so again, we are going to look at the Hurricane Hilary. So first, though, I have a couple of videos about the earthquake, and then we get into some videos about the effects from Hurricane Hilary.
The moderate earthquake hit in Ventura County, but was felt over a pretty wide area.
Yeah, Jacqueline Sarkeesian is live from Santa Paula with more on what happened. Jacqueline, good morning.
Hey, Kathy, how's it going?
Hi, good morning to both of you. Yes, a lot of people from all over Southern California felt it. I live in Orange County. My husband and I, we didn't feel a thing, but I went on social media and saw so many people commenting, locating all the places where they were at and how they felt this big earthquake. We're here in Santa Paula because a lot of people felt it here. There's this shopping center, Sally's Beauty Supply Store. They got some damage from the earthquake. They are temporarily closed today because of that. You can see some of the beauty supplies on the floor, some knocked over. There's a bit of a small wet pile. Not sure if that's from the rain or one of the products cracked open and came out. We checked with some of the other businesses here. There's a Round Table Pizza. The manager says, we felt it, but we didn't experience any kind of damage. It wasn't a big deal, but one of his employees did ask to go home because she was scared. Some of the businesses closer to where that epicenter was at in Ojai, they definitely felt the earthquake. Take a look at some of this video showing you what it was like inside of a Mexican restaurant. So you can see customers and staff at that restaurant in Ojai were caught off guard when the quake happened. They all quickly evacuated as a precaution, but everyone is said to be okay. Just as Hillary was making its way into Southern California, that is when this magnitude 5.1 earthquake shook the region. The quake struck at 2:45 yesterday afternoon.
That's funny. They have a sign that says store closed due to earthquake making a mess. I mean, at least they have, you know, a sense of humor. Kathy, I'm good. Thanks for asking.
Afternoon was centered roughly 4 miles southeast of Ojai in Ventura County.
God.
Good portion of Southern California felt it, like areas in downtown LA, Long Beach, Orange County, and the San Fernando Valley. The earthquake was followed by nearly 24 aftershocks. The most recent one reported just about 45 minutes ago. We spoke to a man who's lived here in Santa Paula for about 16 years. He was on his morning walk with his dog, and this is what he had to say about yesterday's incident.
I'm gonna actually back that up. Like I was trying to look at the car, like the road, but this truck, you can see how it moves. That's insane.
The most recent one reported just about 45 minutes ago. We spoke to a man who's lived here in Santa Paula for about 16 years. He was on his morning walk with his dog, and this is what he had to say about yesterday's incident.
Wow.
We are rocking and rolling. We're on a raised foundation, so it really was moving. About 8 seconds, maybe.
Oh, wow. The quake had a foreshock. And hey, Runs with Scissors. CK, hello. The quake had a foreshock on Saturday, and our early warning system worked. Wow. Wow, my Shake app went off about 10 seconds into the quake. I felt it here. How long did it last? Because it didn't seem like it shook for that long. "20 seconds. Just enough time to knock stuff down and make a mess, as that one store had said.
More. We heard a big jolt first, and then a lot of movement. It's big. It felt bigger than Northridge. And even when I was a kid, I was in, Ventura in the Selmar quake and felt bigger than that.
Yeah, and thankfully, no significant reports of any damage as well as injuries. Believe it or not, experts say this earthquake has nothing to do with the ongoing storm. Reporting live from Santa Paula, Jacqueline Sarkeesian, KTLA 5 News.
Right, so again, this gets into the tropical storm and earthquake. Oops.
Mother Nature dealt a 1-2 punch to California today. First, the southern part of the state was rattled by an earthquake, and then Tropical Storm Hillary made landfall. Jason Allen has this report.
A 5.1 magnitude earthquake shook Southern California Sunday afternoon, just as Tropical Storm Hillary was making its way to the area.
Caught us off guard, to say the least. Yeah, for sure. Once the bottle started flying off the wall, it was a little like, oh, wow.
The quake was centered near Ojai, north of Los Angeles, and no significant damage has been reported. The tremor came as rains from Tropical Storm Hillary moved into Southern California Sunday afternoon.
There's really no way that what's going on in the storm would be affecting the rate of earthquakes.
As Hillary roared ashore hours earlier in Baja, Mexico, LA's mayor urged everyone to stay hunkered down.
Stay safe, stay informed, and stay home. The worst of the rains is potentially left to come.
People emptied store shelves in anticipation of the storm and braced for power outages. With up to 10 inches of rain expected, several mountain communities are under evacuation orders because of the potential for mudslides. And in Palm Springs, people filled sandbags anticipating a deluge.
It comes right over the mountain and just hits us.
Police in Palm Springs preemptively shut down several roads across the city, knowing that the washes would eventually turn into these raging torrents, as all of this runoff rushes down out of the mountains.
The desert goes from 0 to 100 quickly.
The Palm Springs Fire Department has 11 swift water rescue crews staged. Hillary didn't dampen everyone's weekend plans. People visited Disneyland. Surfers took advantage of the waves, and Las Vegas remained open for business, even after the Nevada governor has declared a state of emergency ahead of the storm's impact there. Jason Allen, CBS News, Palm Springs, California.
Oh. And someone just sent me an email. So is this and I did cover up everybody's emails. Is this the early notice alert? So it says critical earthquake, drop cover, hold on. Magnitude 5.5 in Ventura County on 8/20 at 2:41 p.m. So is that when it actually happens, or is that the early warning? Oh, you sent me 3 pictures of shake alert. Okay, so this was from somebody else sent me this. Because this wasn't from you, Lisa. So that's interesting. So then I'm going to just go back over here quick. All right, so then oh, wrong button. Dang it. Okay, so I see yours, Lisa, as well. And then actually, let's watch this one that you sent. I think I saw this one, but this is funny. Oh, actually, we'll do that at the end because that says 9 years ago. Okay, we'll do that at the end.
This morning, dramatic new video showing a massive mud flow in the San Bernardino Mountains. Firefighters running to safety as the boulder-filled mudslide barreled toward their station, taking out trees and anything in its path. Reports say those firefighters were not injured, but mudslides appear to be cutting off mountain communities in the area.
Some mud flows cutting off Station 99 from the lower portions of Forest Falls. You have 500 to 700 people, approximately residents that are having to shelter in their place.
Oh, wow, Kathy. I think the worst was when that bridge collapsed in Oakland. My hubby had us that bridge like 10 minutes before the quake hit. Yeah, mud flows are what happens when lots of water meets the burn scars from fires.
Overnight, the National Weather Service warning of life-threatening flooding along the Malibu coastline with reports of water rescues in the nearby community of Spanish Hills as what's left of Hurricane Hillary slams Southern California. Forecasters have warned of potentially catastrophic mudslides from the storm. Mud and water also flowing into this desert community last night near San Bernardino. Palm Springs could see an entire year's worth of rain just from the storm.
The center of Palm Springs, all these palm trees and their palm fronds are flying all over the place. A tropical storm going through the middle of a California desert.
Several records for daily rainfall amounts were broken yesterday in the Los Angeles area, where public schools are closed today. The storm made landfall in Baja California, Mexico. Video shows fast-moving floodwaters swamping streets, washing away vehicles. And just as California braces for the storm, these lights swaying as Los Angeles was hit with a 5.1 magnitude earthquake.
Chief, I'm really sorry to interrupt you right now. Our studio is shaking right now, so not only are we dealing with a tropical storm, but it appears we're now dealing with an earthquake.
This is the first time we've had a magnitude 5 since 1932 in exactly this location.
There were no reports of any damage or injuries from the quake, and experts say it is not related to the severe weather.
And that storm also impacting air travel nationwide, with more than 1,000 flights canceled as of late yesterday.
Oh my gosh, look at that water. Like, that's crazy. All right, so we just have a couple more. And this one is from Australian News, 9 News Australia. I really like their news coverage. I know I used them before with the Maui fires. I just find
raging
them
floodwaters.
A lot more thorough for some reason.
An earthquake and the threat of tornadoes. California is tonight facing an extraordinary weather event, the likes of which the state hasn't seen in more than 80 years, as Tropical Storm Hillary makes landfall.
California's desert.
Oh, let me back up. I wanted to see, dang it. Those look like flower pots or something floating down. And look at that truck. That's a lot of water.
California's desert, a dangerous muddy
Holy
mess.
shoot.
As a history-making weather system bore down.
You can't cross the road. There's so much flooding, and that's the big danger with this. Some places seeing a year's worth of rainfall.
Tropical Storm Hillary, the first of its kind to hit the state since 1939, and it hit with fury. Mexico's Baja Peninsula, the first in Hillary's line of fire.
Oh, God.
An inundation of deadly flood.
So, again, that's in Baja. Like, look at that. I mean, it's insane.
Waters taking over street after street and killing at least one person.
Holy. Okay, so these people are trying to keep the water out. Oh, my God. Like, I would be away from those windows. Oh, your governor has okayed release of our emergency funds for rebuilding. Saw the presser last night. Well, that's good. I mean, this isn't, obviously it's not something you planned for, having a hurricane go up the West Coast.
The system may have been downgraded from a hurricane to a tropical storm, but as it tracked north to the US-Mexico border, it remained every bit as dangerous.
This is an event that hasn't happened before in terms of having a tropical storm, that kind of energy, taking a direct hit into San Diego County.
We're in San Diego, where the eye of this storm is now passing over. To have a storm system like this is exceptionally rare in California, and authorities fear it could be catastrophic.
It's been 80 years since the tropical storm. This is the first time in 80 years, so we don't see storms like this.
Do you think California is prepared for this?
Absolutely not. The infrastructure is not ready for a hurricane.
It wasn't the winds from this storm that had authorities worried. It's the volume of rain.
His car is floating.
Oh, my word. Like, this is so dangerous. I mean, thankfully this guy got out, but, like, that is so dangerous.
That is really bad.
Southern California is an arid state.
Oh, my word. Look at that. You can see where the water came down.
It's not equipped for this level of water.
This is an unprecedented weather event, but Los Angeles has deep experience responding to crisis.
And today, it needed to be, because what began as a storm became a double whammy.
Our studio is shaking right now, so not only are we dealing with a tropical storm, but It appears we're now dealing with an earthquake.
The City of Angels rattled by a magnitude 5 quake. This father captured on camera as he swept his young daughter to safety, and patrons at this bar off kilter, but not because of the drinks.
Certainly interesting times. Tornadoes, lightning strikes. I've got CAL FIRE worried about wildfires.
This is the Los Angeles River. It is
Your governor is very tall. California's governor is very tall.
usually a trickle of water. Tonight, it is a torrent moving right through the city.
A tropical storm coming through the middle of a California desert. That is something I've never done as a meteorologist.
A storm system the size of Victoria.
Look at those boulders. Wow.
Bringing fierce rain and flooding. The Golden State turned grey.
And US correspondent Lauren Tomasi is in Los Angeles for us. Lauren, what are conditions like as we join you?
Pete, there has been a tremendous amount of rain already fall here in California. In the city of Los Angeles, there have been rainfall records broken throughout today. Even so, the National Weather Service is warning that these conditions could continue to worsen throughout the night. The city is really concerned for its homeless population. Many seek shelter in areas like this, which have been inundated by rain. This is summer in California. Rain is normally a rarity. In fact, the state has been battling wildfires. Today, a series of just unprecedented weather events, Pete. It really is something biblical.
Okay, thank you, Lauren.
Okay. I forgot to cut that one, the end out. Yes, and I did get your email, Lisa. Wow, it tripled because of hurricane insurance. Wow.
And Lou, essentially, it is tough to go in and out of Palm Springs area right now as crews are working to reopen main roads into the desert. This afternoon, Riverside County officials have issued a local emergency declaration in response to the damage and mess left behind by Tropical Storm Hillary, hoping to get state and federal resources quickly into the region. Early Monday morning, the desert was a muddy mess. Wow. Look at this, as Sky 5 was over a community in Cathedral City where neighbors stepped out of their homes.
Like that. Ugh, all that mud and muck. Holy cow, 12,000 this year? That is insane.
To find mud, inundated streets and sidewalks. Dozens of cars you see there were moved by the debris and are now stuck, including this semi-truck. Drone video from Palm Estates shows what looks like almost a makeshift pond in between homes. This as the desert community reported getting 50% of their yearly rainfall total in just one day. Former KTLA news director turned boutique hotel owner in Palm Springs, Jason Ball, says that the desert community was not ready for this amount of rain.
We are definitely not built for this kind of rain. We get 3 to 5 inches of rain a year, and we got probably close to our annual rainfall in the last 36 hours.
Sunday afternoon, the onslaught of rain turned middle of intersections into...
Yeah, I agree, blank screen. What a mess. And I mean, it's like the water damage is one thing, but that mud and muck, like that's, I mean, cleaning that out has got to be, I mean, it's got to be worse than shoveling snow in the winters here in the Northeast. I mean, ugh. Oh, the dirt is red clay. Okay, that's even worse. So it's not even like mud, it's clay mud. Ugh.
To raging rivers. At one point, 911 lines were down, but as of now, Monday afternoon, they are back open. You can receive help. Now the attention turns to reopening access to the cities. The 10 freeway from Hagen Lehman Way to Bob Hope Road is closed in both directions. Vehicles, they were being diverted off of the freeway.
Oh my gosh. Mount St. Jacinto? which looks over Palm Springs, had almost 11 and a half inches of rain. Wow. I need a heated driveway. Yeah, well, that would be nice, but
to get around of all that mud and back onto the 10. Westbound lanes are so muddied that you cannot make out the lanes. You can't see any of the lines. But as crews work around the clock, business owners in Palm Springs area are hoping roads will reopen ahead of a weekend.
It'll be probably a couple of days before all the roads are completely open. But I know they're strategic about it, and they're getting the main arteries going so people can get moving again. And so we are a tourist-based economy, so we can get everything back in order for the weekend, hopefully, and Palm Springs will be back in business by the weekend.
Hopefully back in business by the weekend. Some good news, Highway 111 is open to westbound 10. Right now, there is no timetable for when the 10 is set to reopen completely. Still, residents are being asked to shelter indoors as crews are working to clear all that debris from the roadways. Live here in the newsroom, I'm Pedro Rivera. Back to you.
okay. And I was just Googling rainfall totals from Hurricane Hillary. And so this was from today, actually 4:29 p.m. It says over 1 foot of rain hit San Bernardino County. Rainfall totals have reached 13.5 inches in San Bernardino County. Palm Springs saw more than 3 inches, breaking a seasonal record. So it says rainfall totals from Hillary have reached 13.5 inches in San Bernardino County and 11.7 inches in the mountains of Riverside County. Los Angeles County recorded over 7 inches of rain. Downtown LA recorded about 2.5 inches of rainfall on Sunday, making it the wettest August day ever in that area. Palm Springs saw more than 3 inches, which broke the desert city's all-time daily summer rain record. San Diego saw just about 2 inches of rain, making Sunday the wettest August day on record in the city. Plus, Escondido and Cuyamaca saw 2.66 inches and 4.11 inches, respectively, marking the wettest month of August for those regions. Bernardino. Yes. Ugh, look at that. That's got, I would just be like, F it. I'm just going to let my camper stay there. Let's watch this.
Our desert communities were slammed with heavy downpours and street flooding as Tropical Storm Hillary moved over the region. Dozens of cars were trapped in floodwaters in Palm Springs.
And there's no way to drive into the Coachella Valley at this hour. Eyewitness News reporter Leticia Juarez is live in Cathedral City. Leticia, any word on when the 10 freeway will reopen?
No word yet on when the I-10 will open, but I will tell you this right now. The Coachella Valley is pretty much an island unto itself. Right now, as you can see here in the distance, we have several of these bulldozers here in Cathedral City that are just trying to give the roads back to the community here so they can become passable so that folks can begin to get out of this area. But there's a really big problem with what they're trying to move. As you can see in there in the distance, lots of water, and this mud here is just so soupy. It makes it really difficult to move it aside because it comes right back. Now, we spoke to several people who were stuck in this mud and had to be rescued.
We were climbing up the roof because the current was so strong around us. So it was just like a 12 by 12 area that we were. You on roof the car? Yeah.
A terrifying night for a family of 4 who rode out Tropical Storm Hillary on their car.
I called the 911 around 30 times.
Oh my gosh.
We just kept on getting the same answers. Hold on, don't be scared. I'm like, okay. But it was hard.
Flash flooding suddenly washed across Cathedral City.
Okay, that girl, like, this is dangerous. I don't know why people decide to drive through floodwaters. And you can see by her face, she's like, oh crap, maybe I shouldn't have done this.
With devastating force, trapping drivers in their vehicles for hours waiting for rescuers. The swift-moving mud flow smashing into everything in its path, including a mobile gas station and other nearby businesses. Not far from this scene, a train derailed by flood and debris. Firefighters rescuing the trapped engineers and walking them to safety. Meanwhile, Caltrans was busy clearing portions of the I-10 freeway in a race to reopen both sides of the roadway to drivers. CHP turned vehicles around at the Hagen-Lehman exit. Traffic was backed up for miles, with some drivers deciding to wait out the closure.
They're telling me to go around 243 to the 74, which is another 2 hours and 20 minutes. I don't know if I want to do that.
I'm just waiting to see. I hope they do it today and they give us a chance to go through. Yeah, we're hoping.
From Air 7, you can see this Cathedral City neighborhood also heavily impacted.
Oh my God, like, look at that. Ugh. I can't imagine the cleanup.
With mud and water flooding into homes. And we're back out here live at Vistachino and Date Palm here in Cathedral City. You're looking at some of the roadway here that has been heavily impacted by debris and all this mud. They haven't even begun to work on this side because they're still trying to get this area cleared away so that they can open the roadway. I do want to say that the National Guard military police are on hand. They've been deployed here to Cathedral City and Palm Springs to help with the fire service rescue. And I should mention that the 911 system is currently out of service. They're asking folks to call their main number if they do have an emergency, if you happen to be in one of those areas. But for now, there's still a lot of cleanup, still unknown, and when the freeways are going to be reopening. Right now, they're just telling people to hang tight. Reporting live here in Cathedral City, Leticia Juarez, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
What a mess out there, Leticia. Thank you. And just to give you a better idea of how bad the tent.
Ugh, like, look at that. Like, how do you... And I mean, I hope they pan out because I want to know, like, where is this camper? Like,
freeway is at this hour. Air 7 was overhead today when it noticed
oh my
an
God,
RV
there's people
stuck
in it.
in the mud with at least 2 people trapped inside. Crews.
Oh my gosh. I was not expecting to see 2 people saying we're okay in their camper.
Are working around the clock to clean up those roadways.
That is insane. Oh, and here they have rainfalls. Says data release. So LA County, Coast and Metro, 7:15 a.m. Pacific time. So, I mean, quite a bit of rain overall. And then the San Fernando Valley. I mean, it seems like most places got between 3 and 5 inches of rain. Oh my gosh, look at the highway. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. That is crazy. Oops. Wow. All right, so definitely lots of rain. Lots of rain. All right, so I think I have, yep, I have one more video. And this one I picked because these little kids were, well, there was one little kid who was swimming in the street because there was so much water. And I thought it was cute. Right. They were smart and just stayed put. I mean, not so smart for driving through the mud. Yeah.
After pounding Southern California and parts of the Southwest, what was once Hurricane Hillary brought record rainfall and lashing winds.
Now residents are cleaning up after the first tropical storm to hit the West Coast in more than 8 decades. Jason Allen has more from Palm Springs, California.
Cleanup across Southern California is underway in the aftermath of Tropical Storm Hillary. One family escaped injury after this huge tree just missed falling on their home near Los Angeles.
I thank God because all my family is safe.
Many in usually drought-stricken Palm Springs found they have temporary lakefront property. A river of mud shut down this section of Interstate 10 near Palm Springs. Many drivers spent the night in their vehicles.
While people assess the damage that was left behind here in Cathedral City, the National Guard is here to help people who need rescuing still because some of the roads into these neighborhoods are still impassable.
Heavy rain flooded this mobile home park, leaving damage in at least 60 homes.
The water was rushing and it was deep and all the rocks, you're just very unstable.
This flood, this was all water, like a lake, all through here, the backyards, the side yards. But it happens so seldom. I like the people and I like living here, but it makes you wonder if maybe I'm living in the right place.
Hillary also hit parts of Nevada. Water gushed through this casino parking lot in Las Vegas. And in Yuma, Arizona, trees and power lines are down from the storm's 60-mile-an-hour winds.
It's an 89-year-old circumstance, right? I mean, we're not going to live to see the next one.
For others, the aftermath of the rare storm brought some novel fun, an opportunity to boogie board in a desert town. Jason Allen, CBS News, Palm Springs, California.
A 5.1 magnitude earthquake rattled Southern California during that storm on Sunday. It was centered near north of Los Angeles near Ojai, but did not cause any significant damage.
All right, so that's what I have for you today. Excuse me. And I did see, Jima had said, I just got my first eggs from my hens, 5 of them. That's awesome. Yeah, that's a lot of rain. The Vegas shot. Oh, that's how the city planned for flooding clearance into the underwater drain system. It worked like it was meant to. Oh, that's good to know. All right, y'all. Well, I appreciate you all being here. I know there's other creators live, and you chose to hang out with me, so I very much appreciate it. I will be doing a live tomorrow on an update on Maui. But just to give you a quick update, as of yesterday, there were, let me get to the right spot. As of yesterday, there were 114 confirmed fatalities with 85% of the disaster area searched. There are no new positive identifications. And as of yesterday, there had been 11 individuals identified with their families being informed, and there were 16 identified pending notification of next of kin. So there are still nearly 80 individuals who have not been identified. Oh, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. I have it right here. And I would have remembered after the live. I have it all ready to go. All right, let me share. So this was from, well, it says 9 years ago. KTLA anchors react to earthquake. Yeah, from years ago. Yeah, it said 9 years ago.
Thank you. Coming up, more problems for a troubled
Earthquake.
cleaner. Yep,
We're having an earthquake.
Okay, it appears to have stopped.
Yeah.
We're gonna jump right now to
Our cameras behind us.
to the U.S. Geological Survey. Let's get right on that right now. That felt very close.
Very strong.
Yeah, let's get right on that. Okay.
All right, Henry, we're going to bring you into this. You can see right now, I mean, we've got stuff kind of here falling. We've got
Okay.
some sort of ceiling falling from the rafters up here. All right, we want to get to Eric Spillman. He's actually live right now. Eric Spillman, did you feel what we felt?
We're here. Absolutely. And what was interesting is you said in Hollywood that you felt it, and then literally about 20 seconds, not 20 seconds, maybe 10 seconds later is when we felt it here in downtown Los Angeles. So there was a bit of a delay between when you felt it in Hollywood and when we felt it here in downtown Los Angeles. But it was a definite jolt, just one single jolt.
Right.
And, you know, I haven't seen the magnitude, but it was definitely something we could feel here in downtown.
They're like, earthquake, earthquake. Yeah, much smaller than the one that you had the other day. Yeah. That's true. I'm sure it wasn't funny at the time as it is now. Yeah. When you start shaking and you're like, earthquake. Oh, that guy had memes for years. That's funny. I mean, yeah, it's funny now, but probably back then they didn't think it was funny. All right, y'all. So I am going to say goodbye for tonight. Like I said, I will be live tomorrow and I will be going over Maui. I will also be showing some photos that I was shared from Leo, the lioness, that she took of Lahaina from her car. So again, it's not inside Lahaina, but you can see the damage pretty well. Some of the pictures were pretty good. So I will be doing a Maui live tomorrow. And if I don't see you on the streets of YouTube, I hope you have a great night. And until then, I will see you all on the flip side.